In this podcast episode, Dr. Michio Kaku, a world-renowned physicist and string theory pioneer, shares his deep insights into the nature of the universe, life, consciousness, artificial intelligence, and the future of humanity. Over the course of the conversation, he covers topics ranging from immortality and quantum computing to extraterrestrial life and multiverse theory, while exploring fundamental questions about reality, the origins of the cosmos, and the human search for meaning. Dr. Kaku begins by discussing the tantalizing possibility of indefinite human lifespan. He explains that chromosomes have structures called telomeres, which function as biological clocks that shorten with each cell division, ultimately leading to aging and death. The enzyme telomerase can stop this clock, theoretically allowing cells to live forever. However, the downside is that cancer cells exploit telomerase to become essentially immortal, which presents a major challenge for extending human life without triggering cancerous growths. Despite this, research is advancing toward possibly extending lifespans safely in the future. Dr. Kaku introduces quantum computers as revolutionary machines that compute not with traditional transistors, but at the atomic level, allowing them to process vast numbers of states simultaneously. This power poses both potential and risk, as quantum computers could one day break existing digital security codes, protecting everything from bank accounts to cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Even intelligence agencies like the CIA are closely monitoring this technology due to its capacity to disrupt global financial and digital systems. The arrival of quantum computing heralds a new era of technological challenges and opportunities. The heart of Dr. Kaku's work lies in string theory, which aims to unify the four fundamental forces of physics: gravity, electromagnetism, and the strong and weak nuclear forces, into a single framework. According to string theory, particles such as protons and electrons are not point-like dots, but rather tiny vibrating strings, with different vibration modes producing different particles. This concept elegantly explains the dozens of known subatomic particles discovered in experiments with particle accelerators like the Large Hadron Collider. Dr. Kaku also discusses string field theory, his own branch, which further explores this unification. He hopes that a concise theory of everything equation, possibly no more than an inch long, might one day read the mind of God, as Einstein once hoped. Addressing the widespread curiosity about aliens, Dr. Kaku estimates that the Milky Way alone contains approximately 100 billion stars, many with Earth-like planets, making extraterrestrial life highly probable. Nevertheless, the vast distances in space, such as the 4-5 light-year journey to Alpha Centauri, make visitation a formidable challenge. While special relativistic effects and theoretical ideas like space warps and wormholes might someday enable faster-than-light travel, current technology makes such trips effectively impossible. Regarding recent UFO sightings and government disclosures, Dr. Kaku classifies most observations as either optical illusions or explainable phenomena, with a very slim margin possibly hinting at extraterrestrial visitation. However, he emphasizes the lack of definitive evidence such as tangible artifacts or live aliens, keeping the scientific community in a cautious, maybe mindset. Intriguingly, he notes peculiar astrophysical observations, like a star that periodically dims by about 20%, leading to hypotheses about megastructures, such as a Dyson sphere, a theoretical shell built by an advanced civilization to harness stellar energy. Dr. Kaku explains that the universe began roughly 14 billion years ago in an event called the Big Bang, evidenced by the observed expansion of galaxies moving away from each other, akin to points on an inflating balloon's surface. He discusses the nature of space-time as four-dimensional, 3 dimensions of space plus 1 of time, but notes that string theory requires 11 dimensions to reconcile quantum theory with gravity fully. He challenges the traditional notion of the Big Bang as a single explosive event, proposing instead a bounce scenario in which the universe once contracted to a small point and then expanded again. This leads into the idea of a multiverse, where our universe is just one bubble among countless others, each with potentially differing physical constants and realities. Black holes are described as incredibly dense regions of space where gravity is so intense that even light cannot escape once it passes the event horizon. Dr. Kaku highlights that black holes likely exist at the center of most galaxies, including our own Milky Way, and may represent portals or gateways to other universes or different regions of spacetime. The concept of wormholes, shortcuts through spacetime linked to black holes, is introduced as a possible means of interstellar travel in the distant future. One of the profound themes is the nature of reality itself. Dr. Kaku explains that what humans perceive is only a minuscule fraction of the full spectrum of reality. We see a narrow band of electromagnetic radiation, but remain blind to vast ranges like infrared, ultraviolet, and cosmic rays. Our senses evolved to optimize survival, sometimes generating false positives, tigers in the forest, as a protective mechanism. He explores consciousness as awareness and the faculty to assign meaning in an otherwise meaningless universe. Consciousness enables humans to conceptualize the future, reflect on the past, and strive for understanding, traits that differentiate us fundamentally from animals. Dr. Kaku addresses the popular theory that reality may be a computer simulation. He largely dismisses this, arguing that quantum theory's inherent probabilistic nature conflicts with the notion of a scripted puppet show universe. He outlines three possibilities from philosopher Nick Bostrom's simulation argument, but adds a fourth, that we may simply not be in a simulation at all, and that such speculation amounts to modern fairy tales. Regarding spirituality, energies, and phenomena like ghosts or chakras, Dr. Kaku remains skeptical from a physics perspective. He sees auras and similar experiences as psychological rather than physical phenomena, and notes there is no measurable energy source to support the existence of ghosts or spirits. Reflecting on human nature, Dr. Kaku emphasizes religion's sociological function as a glue that holds groups together, enabling societies to cooperate and avoid destructive infighting. Belief in a higher power or an alpha figure provides order and authority essential for social cohesion. He describes morality as rooted in lived experience, particularly intense moments like his military service during the Vietnam War, which caused him to question simplistic notions of right and wrong, shaped by conflicting ideologies. Morality, in his view, is a human construct used to navigate complex social relationships and survival challenges, rather than an absolute divine mandate. Dr. Kaku explores the burgeoning field of artificial intelligence, noting that current AI systems work largely through pattern recognition and rearrangement of existing information, lacking true creativity or original thought. He predicts that over the coming decades, robots will progress from simple task execution to more advanced cognitive abilities, potentially on par with animals and eventually humans, posing both opportunities and risks. He highlights that AI's rise necessitates societal adaptations, such as retraining the workforce and mastering tools rather than being dominated by them. On the question of human-robot relations, Dr. Kaku advocates for merging with AI, augmenting human capabilities with robotic enhancements to avoid conflicts and ensure coexistence. Dr. Kaku foresees humanity reaching the Moon, Mars, and possibly other parts of the solar system within this century, with artificial intelligence playing a crucial role in exploration and medical advances such as curing cancer and longevity treatments. Interstellar travel, however, remains realistically centuries away due to vast distances and energy demands. Quantum physics and string theory suggest that bending space through warps or wormholes may become possible, but remain speculative. He reflects on humanity's precarious position, a knife's edge, balancing between self-destruction through nuclear weapons, bioengineering, or uncontrolled AI, and a future of abundance and luxury made possible by scientific progress. The direction depends on human choices. The conversation turns to cosmology, where Dr. Kaku explains the vastness of the universe filled with trillions of galaxies, making human life appear minuscule on a cosmic scale. He entertains the idea of infinite or nearly infinite universes, where, mathematically, versions of ourselves might exist elsewhere, though repetition is not guaranteed. He also expresses a sense of unity and camaraderie with other intelligent beings across the cosmos, even if communication or contact remains elusive. Dr. Kaku recounts his lifelong fascination with physics since childhood, inspired in part by Einstein's unfinished quest for a theory of everything. His early work included building particle accelerators and cloud chambers as a high school student. Military service profoundly shaped his worldview, leading him to appreciate the complexities of human morality and suffering. He expresses agnostic views on God and embraces science as a journey toward understanding, willing to remain open to unknowns while grounded in evidence. Legacy for him lies in positively impacting others through ideas rather than personal fame. Responding to a question about dealing with failure, Dr. Kaku advises persistence, trying again with incremental adjustments informed by previous mistakes. This iterative process of learning and adaptation is fundamental to both scientific discovery and life itself. Dr. Kaku distinguishes human creativity from AI-generated art and ideas, emphasizing that true breakthroughs usually involve leaps beyond existing knowledge rather than simple recombinations. Historical examples like Newton's laws involve profound insights rather than mere rearrangements. Despite uncertainties, he remains optimistic about humanity's capacity to solve profound mysteries, including the theory of everything, suggesting that science's equations tend to simplify and converge over time. He views the universe itself as more fascinating than the brain, pointing out the limitations of human perception and cognition compared to the vast complexity and mathematical beauty of cosmology. While animals operate on survival instincts, humans uniquely seek meaning, contemplate the future, and explore the unknown. Dr. Kaku is skeptical about consciousness persisting after death due to the brain's dependence on electrical processes. He acknowledges there is no empirical evidence for ghosts or an afterlife and stresses the physical basis of personality and thought. Though open-minded, Dr. Kaku maintains a scientifically skeptical stance on UFOs, explaining many sightings as explainable phenomena or optical illusions. He admits the possibility of extraterrestrial robotic probes observing Earth, akin to a zoo scenario, but expresses doubt that aliens have made open contact. Their likely robotic nature and advanced technology would account for their mysterious behavior and the lack of direct communication. Throughout, Dr. Kaku underscores humanity's unique drive to explore and understand the universe. Our cerebral cortex functions like a time machine, propelling us to imagine futures, ask deep questions, and push the boundaries of knowledge. This instinct fuels both individual purpose and collective destiny.